Okay, let's begin, shall we? Welcome to the Misled Youth Podcast. We are the youth, we have been misled, yada yada yada.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Alex.
Okay,
let's carry on basically from where we were last week.
Yeah, we're going to start early on with some caveats. Caveat number one is there will be no fancy photos this week, no hashtag Phil Taylor, no Lenin Jack, no...
Probably no Rainbow Bauhaus 93. Which
there may be... Well, that'll be the only thing. If we make errors, then Rainbow Bauhaus 93. But apart from that, no fancy photos this week, because today, as we record this, is Sunday. This needs to go out on Sunday, and I can't be arsed doing that. Caveat number two is I'm very tired. Caveat number three.
Caveat number three is I have only just got back from my hometown where I was with my girlfriend last night, so yeah, I might not be completely with it.
So neither of us are completely with it, so this should be a wonderful show, but hey, we said episodes every Sunday, so you're getting an episode.
Caveat number four. We're going to try and cut down on the swearing this week.
Yes, because I can't be bothered to edit it out.
Yeah, so we can't say words like oh shit, I didn't I? Right. That's definitely...
Do you know what that's reminded... No, I'm going to bleep all of those, because that's reminded me of a thing that I'm going to link in the description. If you want to know what that funny thing is, look in the description.
Okay. I'm sure that'll be in the description for you later.
Hi, Jack and Alex from the future here. At this point, the microphone decided to stop recording for reasons unbeknownst to either of us.
Yeah, so what we were going to say is just probably a little bit of a segue into the things that we're going to be doing this week, and the first of those things is carrying on from last week's alternatives to first past the post. So, yeah, enjoy.
We now return you to about half an hour ago.
Alternatives. I did say that I was going to list alternatives. So we'll start with the one that has probably the biggest chance of ever being implemented in the UK, which is the alternative vote.
Yeah, we had a referendum on that.
That's why it's quite likely that we might get it at some point.
I mean, I don't think it's likely.
It's probably not likely.
It's more likely than...
It's more likely than some of the
else.
other options, like, I don't know, straw poll. Yeah, the alternative vote. We had a referendum on it because David Cameron needed a coalition partner and Nick Clegg wanted a referendum, and so he got a referendum on his least preferred voting system, which is the alternative vote, which means that you get two choices. If I remember correctly, you get your main vote and then your secondary vote if the main one doesn't win. Yeah. So you get a list of candidates like you do now. You put a 1 next to the guy that you really like and a 2 next to the guy that you don't like, or possibly 2 columns where you put an X in each. I think it's usually the second one in places where alternative vote is used.
Yeah, I mean either of them works the same.
Yeah, they pretty much work either way. The same rules as to spoil ballots will apply. Don't put too many X's, don't put too many numbers, don't write your name.
Don't draw genitalia on your ballot paper.
True. Don't do what one person I know from my college did in the EU referendum, which was draw a dog having a turd in his little tick box on the ballot.
I mean, that is an incredible... If you're not going to vote, spoil your ballot and draw a turd. Because that is a wonderful story.
Yeah. Alternative vote. It is good because you get more choice, but it's not necessarily a brilliant system.
No.
Mostly because it allows you to win by an even bigger margin than you would have done. Like 1997 is a bit of a landmark election in the UK's history, because after 18 years of Conservative rule, we got 13 years of Labour rule. Which turned out to be pretty much the same.
Well, I mean,
there were various differences.
We can debate the New Labour thing until...
Basically, I don't like Tony Blair.
No.
Jack doesn't like Tony Blair. You don't, do you? Come on.
On the whole, no. If it weren't for Iraq, Tony Blair would be meh. I would think he was okay.
Yeah, he was fine. He wasn't good.
But he also wasn't a Tory.
Yeah, but there were some
fine.
things that he did that you could mistake him for a Tory.
But he did Iraq.
Yeah.
Iraq was a thing, and
Iraq
for me,
made him go from a meh Prime Minister to a horrific Prime Minister. He was bad.
Like, there's a thing with people who sort of Blairites, and I'm friends with a lot of Blairites. I think Blairites are wonderful.
Yeah, we know Blairites.
Yeah,
we're fine with Blairites.
There's a thing with Blairites who seem to think that people further to the left can't acknowledge the good things that Blair's government did.
Yeah, I acknowledge that there were good things that Blair did, but I also acknowledge that he didn't go near far enough on any of the things that I wanted him to.
No. Anyway, we've gone on a divergent.
Yeah. If
diversion.
Yes. If we'd had AV in 1997, Labour would have had an even more disproportionately good result. Because they already had a majority of 179. Don't worry, you don't need to check that. I definitely know that because I memorised it for my A level.
Fair enough.
But it would have had like something like 500 seats in
out of 650.
Out of 650, which would have meant like 120-ish Tories.
Which means you have no opposition.
Basically none. There was basically no opposition.
There was minimal opposition anyway.
He didn't lose a vote in Parliament until 2005, which is 8 years.
But
even then,
seats.
it took
obliterate
all of the Labour left to go, no, please don't do this. We really don't want you to do this.
Yeah.
Please don't do this. Please don't do this. Please don't do this. We'll vote against you. We will vote against you. Jeremy Corbyn had to rebel like 500 times against that government. And he still managed to win like one vote in 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, AV, it's okay. It's better than FPTP, but it's still not great.
No, it's flawed.
It's flawed. Definitely flawed. Otherwise, Nick Clegg wouldn't have really been bothered about having the referendum on it.
It fails for me the same way that first past the post fails.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's completely disproportionate.
Yeah.
And in some cases, much worse than first past the post.
Exactly. It doesn't give you better local representation because local elections, like elections for Parliament, have one winner. When it's often the case that the winner of the election doesn't even have the support of 50% of the people that voted, let alone 50% of the people in the constituency.
Yeah.
So you end up having something like a Conservative candidate winning with 40% of the vote, a Labour candidate coming second with 30%, a Lib Dem with 10 or 15, and then a UKIP with 10 or 15, and maybe a Green with 5. And that's if all of the candidates win the deposits. There's usually a couple of lunatics down at the bottom.
Hi, the official monster raving loony party.
Yeah, with like 200 votes. There's always a couple of independents that nobody really cares about, nobody votes for. If they get 300 votes, that's a pretty good result. Some of them, like in 2017, I remember this to the day I die. There were two communist candidates that ran against Jeremy Corbyn.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And this is even more incredible because one of them managed to get 7 votes. Right? 7. Now, the reason that is incredible is because to become a candidate, you need 2 things. Well, you need 3 things.
Don't you need like 10 signatures?
You need 10 people to nominate you. You also need a £500 deposit and to live in the constituency.
Right. So,
Jeremy Corbyn got 40,000 votes in that election, which is incredible. Yes. That is huge. Nobody should be getting 40,000 votes in their election.
No.
Islington North was really rare for having so many of a single kind of voter in it.
It's the same thing of like Liverpool and...
Yeah, Liverpool areas, Bootle, it tends to have like 75% Labour, maybe a couple thousand Tories. But somehow one of these communists managed to get 7. So not even all 10 of the people that decided to get him into the election voted for him. It's a bit sad.
That's quite sad.
To be fair though, I think Lord Buckethead got about 350 votes, 250 votes.
That's wonderful.
Lord Buckethead is one of the best people in the world.
Didn't he beat the loony?
I think he did, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he beat the loony. There's Bauhaus 93 on the screen if you didn't, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he beat the Looney.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
AV is flawed.
AV is flawed.
In fact, no, screw that. They're all flawed.
Everything is flawed, but AV is more flawed than some other systems.
Yeah.
The other system that we've got on our Google Doc here is STV, the single transferable vote. It's my preferred system.
And also mine.
But it is really, really complicated to explain to people.
Yeah.
Like, CGP Grady did 3 videos for it.
Which we have linked to.
Which we will have linked to, yeah. But to sum it up here, you will go in to your booth, you'll have your list of candidates in front of you, you will rank them as to how well you want them to do in the election, basically.
Essentially, yeah.
If you really, really like someone, you'll give them a 1. Unlikely, because you won't really like them. But the person that you most want to win, you will give a 1 to.
And then so on and so on. You can do that as
2, 3, 4, 5. You can fill in as many as you want.
Or you can literally just put an X in one.
Yes, you can do that,
fine.
and then you'll just fold it up, put it in the box, and leave.
Yeah.
Not caring about what happens to your vote, other than I hope it gets counted.
Yeah.
Then the people that are counting it, I think they generally they go by first preferences first. Obviously,
yeah.
They will get them all into piles of first preferences and see what's happened there.
Yeah.
So if there's somebody who's got enough, they need quotas, don't they?
Yes. Yeah.
The amount of votes cast divided by the amount of seats you have to fill plus 1.
So we'll put this thing on. So that's
we'll put your picture on it.
Yeah.
On the screen because
I'm doing an editing job and I don't want to do it.
You'll be fine. It's only one picture.
Yeah.
So say it's a constituency of maybe 100,000 people. You have 3 votes that you need to fill. 3 seats that you need to fill. Yeah. You'll have, say, 100,000 divided by 3 plus 1, which is 4, plus 1.
Yeah.
So you'll have 25,001 votes. I think.
Yeah.
Yes. 100,000 divided by 4 is 25,000.
That's assuming, by the way, that everybody has voted.
Yes. Let's assume.
We'll
this
assume,
really simplified system.
We'll assume
that we're going to have 100,000 people that have voted.
Yeah.
That's not always going to be the case.
No, it's not.
Obviously, you may end up with a remainder, which is
complicated. That we don't have time to go into.
I think we'll just round it at that point. But yeah, so you will need 25,001 votes to be elected.
That's the quota.
So let's say that we have 5 candidates. You want to fill 3 seats. So we've got one candidate who's really popular. He's got 40,000 votes.
He's in.
And then what we do at that point is we take his votes and we go through his second preferences and we give them proportionally to each candidate depending on how much his supporters liked them.
Yeah. So there may also be somebody running who's quite similar to him.
Yes.
So they think, oh, I really like this guy.
So they might only have got like 5,000 votes because they were basically a copycat candidate, but they got a bunch of his second preferences, so they might well get 20,000 second preferences at some point. Unlikely, but they might. So let's say we've got him through. His excess votes have been given out to the other candidates.
Then we'll see again.
Now we will have a look at which candidates are left. Who has the least votes? Let's say somebody's got 1,000.
Yep.
You're gone. You're eliminated. We'll give your second preference votes out to whoever else.
Yeah.
And in some cases it'll be the third preference votes of the first candidate as well.
Because
those
second preferences have been given out, so they go to third.
Then we will count again, eliminating the next lowest
and
participant,
so on
until you have your 3 people left. If you have 1 seat remaining and 1 candidate remaining who hasn't got enough votes, then they just get the seat anyway, because, well, who else is it going to go to?
No, there is no one else, unfortunately.
Yes.
So STV's kind of big thing is it makes the most people the least unhappy, because most people in that constituency will have some representation. Will have some representative on that in that seat that they put somewhere on their ballot paper.
Yes, it gives you an increased chance of having someone that you can go to as your, say, MP, that you can say, I have this problem and I think you will listen to me.
Because the problem is that, even in Islington North, there are Tories.
Yeah, there are like 5,000 Tories who will look at Jeremy Corbyn as their MP and think, I don't like this guy, I don't think he'll listen to me for my problems.
And equally, in a Tory constituency...
In Maidenhead, there are 37,000 Tories, but there are still 15,000 Labour voters...
Who are looking at Theresa May and thinking, you're not going to listen to me.
Yeah, I don't want you. You're not my candidate.
No.
So, who do I have to represent me? Do I go to the nearest constituency that voted my way?
Yeah.
Do I go to my local councillors?
Again, if that council could be majority...
That council could be completely controlled by Tories.
Yeah.
So, giving people STV will give them more of a choice.
Yeah.
The main downside, as we've just demonstrated to you, is that it's really complicated.
Yes, and
I don't fully understand it.
No, in that it's taken us... I don't know. In that it's taken us probably about 10 minutes to try and explain it.
Yes. It's a long and complicated process. Generally, in elections now, you will know the result of a general election the morning after. You'll probably know it at about 5 or 6 o'clock.
Yeah. I can't remember what time it was but it was...
The final result in 2017 was difficult because there was one recount in Kensington.
Yeah.
So I found that out on Friday night at about half time in the rugby. So that was about 9 o'clock.
But generally in elections where there is a clear winner and a clear loser, 2017 was probably a bad example.
Yes. If you have, say, when was the last not close election? 2015 was close. 2010 was close. 2005 was quite close. So let's go with 2001. 2001 had a really low turnout as well, so that would have been over like 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock. That's when...
You tend to find the result
quite quickly.
Because they need a certain amount of seats. Once they've hit that, the rest of it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
For knowing who the Prime Minister's going to be.
But say for a Stormont election, for Northern Ireland, they use STV.
Yeah.
And they will have... Well, let's say they voted on Thursday, because that's election day in the UK.
Which is stupid, but that's
yes, it's a pretty stupid day.
That's another topic for another time. We'll do
Give us a national holiday to vote on.
Yes, thank you.
They'll vote on a Thursday, and they will get the results probably on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Because it takes quite a long time to count.
Because you might think...
It's more accurate, it's more proportional, it's more representative, and it makes the most amount of people happy.
Yeah.
That you can with a voting system. But it will take a long time to do it. All in all, it's better than both of the other ones that we've listed. There are other ones as well. Scotland uses additional member system, which is basically a combination of a couple of the systems that we've already gone with.
And there's regional lists as well.
Yeah, the AMS, by the way, is the system that Germany used when Hitler got into power.
I mean, yeah.
That might be poisoning the well a little bit there, but yeah.
But the thing is also with STV that some people don't like about it is the mixed member constituencies. That if you've got a constituency with say you've got a 3-person thing, you've got a Labour MP, a Tory MP, and a Lib Dem MP all in the same. Admittedly, it'd be a larger area.
Yeah, it would be a larger area. We wouldn't have 2 constituencies in St Helens or 2 in Blackpool.
No,
that wouldn't happen.
But
you'd have 1 for each town.
So you'd have all those 3 MPs, and something goes wrong. Something in that constituency goes wrong. They've run out of money. They can all then blame it on each other.
Yes.
You have one MP. That MP is responsible for that constituency. You have 3.
But even when it's a normal constituency with a single member, you can't always say that, something's gone wrong there. It's a flood. It clearly must be the MP's fault.
No, fair enough.
Exactly. That's how stupid that argument is.
I'm not necessarily supporting that argument. I'm trying to sort of...
Well, yeah, I just destroyed it in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's not a very good argument.
That's fair.
Okay, so that's the voting systems. Let's move on to topic number 2.
Yes.
Which is
Which is
another
follow-up from
Walk-On Girls.
So, I was talking to one of my good friends who'd had a listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
And said, like, yeah, it's fair enough you're talking about getting rid of Walk-On Girls and how wonderful that is. Mm-hmm. But look at other sports.
Yeah.
So, look at F1 with the pit girls.
Grid girls.
Pit girls would be a terrible idea. They get run over all the time.
Oh God, no, they would. I've confused.
That's a terrible idea. Now that is definitely something we can all agree on getting rid of if it exists.
Yeah, I've confused pit and grid there because I know nothing about Formula 1.
Pit crews are the people that
That's
will.
Pit crews. Yeah, okay.
They will help the F1 driver get their car back up and running if something's wrong, or change their tyres every few laps.
Yeah. Okay.
Pit girls.
Yeah, that's
a horrible idea.
We're not saying that girls can't be in the pit crew. Of
course, girls can be in the pit crew.
That idea of
don't just have a girl in like a skimpy bikini just stood there about to get run over by a 200-mile-an-hour car.
Anyway.
Okay, so I'm arguing against something that doesn't exist there.
Yeah.
Let's go on to grid girls.
Yes.
Which is much, much less stupid.
Well, I know it may be equally as stupid, but in different ways.
They're not going to be run over.
No, but
they are equally pointless.
They are equally pointless. See, stupid in a different way.
As in, there's no need to have them there. You might be giving some girl an extra bit of money.
Yeah,
but
again, we covered this last week.
Yeah, there's no reason particularly to have them there.
No,
they're distracting from the point of what you're there to see, which is some people drive very fast and very loudly round a circuit.
Yes.
Whichever circuit it is.
I know nothing about Formula 1.
I don't know any Formula 1 circuits. It's not my area of expertise.
No. I watched Top Gear occasionally.
Yeah, only because they were funny. Don't like them very much now.
No. Anyway, so there's that. There's also ring girls in boxing.
Yeah, again, pointless. Just use a digital screen to show what round it is.
Or it's
2018. Yeah. Surely you can find a dot matrix board.
And there's cheerleaders.
We have cheerleaders.
Basketball and football and
rugby,
fake football in America.
Yeah, they really like them in America.
Yeah. I think maybe
I can't really argue against 300 million people in America.
I can.
You can try, but they will shout you down.
Yeah, they are. They are quite loud.
Roll Tide.
Hi, America. You're not listening if you're in America.
Sorry, Alabama. I butchered your catchphrase then.
What did you say?
Roll Tide. Terrible. Anyway, cheerleaders. Generally, most clubs in most sports, because this is Great Britain and it's cold, will not dress them in skimpy outfits. No. But they're still pointless.
Yes, they're still pointless. They still add nothing to my enjoyment of the sport.
No, in fact, they just kind of annoy me when I'm watching my own particular sport of choice, which is Northern Rules Rugby. It's a great sport, and I don't really care about the 15-year-olds that you've got at the bottom of the stand, just sort of half-heartedly waving pom-poms about.
No. Because the thing is, like, my friend who I was talking to, whose opinion I very much respect on various things, said, yeah, it's fine you're arguing against this, but do you also think that we should get rid of them in other sports? And I kind of blankly went, yeah, but like,
I mean,
the Walk-On Girls was news.
It's up to the sports to decide. Of course, it's up to the fan bases of the sports to decide, because I'm not going to invade on F1 fans' opinion of what they should do.
No,
but I will stand there from the sidelines and go,
you're a bit
annoying. Stop doing that.
Yeah,
they won't have to listen to me, and they won't listen to me. But yeah, that's just what I personally think.
Fair enough. So basically, in response to people who've said, like, oh, you don't like it in darts, but you didn't mention any other sports. Yeah,
because I don't like boxing or F1.
Yeah,
they're just not interesting sports to me.
But to clarify, we are
against them in all sports.
Yeah,
we're not discriminating.
It was just that there was a news story about darts, so we went with darts.
It was the one that we cared about.
Yeah.
Next, on to other things.
Yeah.
Other new things. The greatest and best app in the world. See,
this is a tribute to Matt Hancock.
Okay, Tenacious D references aside, which...
Matt Hancock is the MP for West Suffolk. He's a Tory. He is also the Culture Secretary.
Yeah.
And he has decided that to get in touch with his constituents more, he designed an app.
Because who uses email?
Emails are useless. Letters,
who
never
writes
use them.
to their MP?
Ridiculous.
Who phones their MP? Who goes to surgeries?
It's a terrible idea. What if you can't be bothered to go to a surgery?
God.
Or if you're maybe disabled and can't go to a surgery?
Do you have a phone?
True. You're likely to have a phone.
Yeah.
You're likely to have a smartphone. And so you're likely to be able to download terrible Facebook. Which is all I can describe this as. Yes. It's just bad Facebook.
Yeah.
If you have a smartphone, get Matt Hancock, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But you will find yourself wanting to delete it pretty much immediately because it's a poorly designed app.
I have had it for approximately 30 minutes. And I tried to tap a button to change my profile picture because there's a button under your profile picture that says tap to change. I've been tapping that button for about 30 minutes, not realising it meant tap the picture.
It's not a button, it's a label.
It's a label.
This is a very minor gripe because it doesn't take that long for you to just sort of slip with your finger and miss and then hit the profile picture, which it will then tell you to change. That's not a big problem. But it's not a great app generally. Like, the only person who will ever appear on your timeline, unless you've got some sort of technical wizardry that I don't have, is Matt Hancock. Because, I mean, he's named the app after himself.
I think that's the best part.
That would have been fine had he not had a name like Hancock, which you might have to blur out.
It's a name.
I know, but so is Penistone and Scunthorpe.
I'm not getting into
the same sort of problem.
I'm not getting into the Scunthorpe problem. It's a name. Deal with it.
Fair enough. It's a great way to know what Matt Hancock is doing, but it's basically just a Twitter feed.
It is
entirely made up of Matt Hancock.
Yeah.
Sometimes he live streams.
I've yet to.
I've yet to watch one. Sometimes he posts videos and posts little pictures of his constituency, which is nice. All of this is nice.
Yeah.
It's a great noble concept, but there's just so much wrong with it. It's really badly executed.
I'm hoping that I will achieve the ultimate achievement on the Matt Hancock app of green tick verification.
Green tick verification.
Because I've met Dr. Liam Fox. There's a story to how I met Dr. Liam Fox. But I met Dr. Liam Fox, and that's my profile picture on the Matt Hancock app. Of all the various pictures I've got with politicians, with Jeremy Corbyn, with Ed Miliband, with Sadiq Khan, no, I went with Liam Fox. Take me on defence trips, Liam.
Oh God.
So hopefully, if our glorious overlord Matt Hancock happens to stumble across my profile, he can give me a cheeky verification tick, and I'll be able to comment on his latest post, which says that he's been working hard with the council to deliver a cinema for Newmarket and to improve the A1307. What's your idea for improving your part of West Suffolk? But it says in brackets at the bottom here, green tick verified only. So
I mean, you can comment.
You can, but he won't listen to you.
Yeah, he's just not going to listen to you.
He's a Tory, so he's not going to listen to me.
Probably not, but he doesn't know that you're not a Tory. Because your profile picture is unambiguously a picture of you with Liam Fox.
And I'm
Dr. Liam Fox.
Dr. Liam Fox. Yeah.
It does not anger the great Fox.
Amen.
All hail Fox.
All hail Fox.
Yeah. So there's a couple of other funny little things about Matt Hancock. Like, if you try to take a picture with Matt Hancock, it will immediately. If you're on an iPhone, particularly, it's very funny because it says Matt Hancock would like to have access to your camera and your photos and your microphone, which sounds like Big Brother gone mad.
Are you listening to me, Matt? Talk to me.
Oh God. Yeah, no, that's it's a bad design. It's a really bad design. App. It's a noble concept. I'd like to have it where like all MPs can have an account where they can share stuff with the constituents. That's a great idea.
Yeah,
but he's clearly never been on the internet before.
No, the little thing when you sign up as well. It's like
a little video. little video of Matt Hancock saying, "Hi, I'm Matt Hancock. Welcome to the app. This is going to be great, and everything's going to be great. And all you have to do is just not troll me, please.
Please be
please
nice.
Don't troll me. Please don't troll me.
Behave as you would in the real world.
Don't troll me."
And
then everyone decided to troll him because I mean, there's a guy who I've seen with an account name of Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Jacob Rees-Mogg. That's wonderful.
One person I'm friends with is called Matt Hancock's dog. Basically, everyone is taking the mick out of him.
Yep, including us. I am Jack Taylor, 1998.
I am AlexMarsh. Capital letters on both of those two names. Well, if you have any feedback about the Matt Hancock app,
we're going to delete our social media.
We're not going to use Twitter or Facebook anymore. Don't even use the YouTube comment section. Please get back to us at Matt Hancock.
For the record, we're not doing that. But if you want to talk to us on Matt Hancock, go wild.
Yeah, talk to us on Matt Hancock. It's hilarious. Okay, moving on from Matt Hancock.
Yes, this is. So I had my little moment of glory with Banksy last week.
Yes.
And I got to have a nice rant about art.
Yes.
This is your turn.
Now we have an issue that has been raging for quite a while. It's been going for a few months. Haringey Council has been having difficulties recently because it is run by the Labour Party, but it's not run by all of the Labour Party.
No.
It's run by a specific subsection of the Labour Party.
Yes.
This is the Labour Party of the olden days.
Yes.
And by the olden days, I mean 2005.
Yes. The not so olden days.
Yeah. It's run by New Labour, basically.
Labour.
Or it was until recently.
Yes.
Because the council leader, Claire Kober, I think I'm saying her name right, has resigned due to a bit of backlash about one of her main policies. Which was called the Haringey Development Vehicle.
Okay. For the record, I'm not caught up on this and know very little to nothing about this.
I've read a couple of articles on this. I'm not well versed in it, but this is an important story that we should probably talk about. The Haringey Development Vehicle was a thing that this council was using to try to get private investment to redevelop some parts of Haringey. So replace old housing with new housing. And the thing is that a lot of local people were not happy with that.
Right.
And they decided that they would protest that. And Momentum got involved. Momentum decided to campaign against it as well.
Yeah.
Because they thought that it would lead to gentrification. So the people of Haringey would be kicked out of their houses and it would be sold to rich people.
For official disclosure, I am a fully paid up member of Momentum.
Yes, you are.
But
you still didn't know about this.
No, that's probably worth mentioning.
This was not. I'm not a member of the Labour Party or Momentum
yet.
I will be eventually, but not yet.
There's a story there. We should tell that one at some point.
We'll get to that one eventually, probably next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Momentum got involved, but they weren't the only ones.
No.
But a lot of the people in the media thought that they were the only ones, and there was a lot of abuse.
There was a lot more abuse than.
Yeah, this was a very touchy subject. So there was a lot of abuse targeted at Claire Kober and some of her assistants and stuff. A lot of it was attributed to Momentum. Some of it was probably trolls.
To be fair, some of it was probably from Momentum members.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now,
within any big group of people, there will be some bad eggs. There's no way that you can avoid that. There are some in the Tory party, there are some in the Labour Party, there are some in Momentum.
Yeah.
It's not. You're never going to get a group of people where everyone is a saint.
No.
I mean, all they can do really is just say, we really don't want you to do that, and we don't support you doing that. No. We will condemn you doing that.
And neither do I.
And that's basically basically what Momentum have done.
Yeah.
And it's what the Labour Party have done. And the media decided to portray this as mostly a Momentum thing.
Yeah.
Like Momentum, a national campaign organisation, is getting involved in one bit of local politics.
Yeah.
They ignored the fact that this protest was not just Momentum. It was primarily local people. The Lib Dems in the area had been campaigning against it as well, as had the local Tories. This was not just some far left activists from far afield coming in to invade.
This wasn't purely Labour Party factionalism.
No, it wasn't. Far from it. But recently, the Labour National Executive Committee decided to have a vote on whether they would allow Claire Cober and her friends to go ahead with the HDV. And they voted to stop her. Jeremy Corbyn voted to stop her. Because as the Labour leader, he has a vote in the National Executive Committee. But overall, they voted her down. A lot of Labour councillors they've not taken this news well.
No.
They have decided that it is it's an infringement on local politics, and it's the National Executive imposing policy from on high.
Which,
to be fair, it kind of is.
Yeah, at face value, that makes sense.
Pretty much exactly what's happening.
There's someone in charge locally, wants to do a thing, and national organisations have stepped in and said, you can't do that thing. The NEC has stepped in and said, you can't do this thing that you wanted to do in the local area where you have control.
Yes. But it's... To say that it's just the NEC telling Claire Cober what to do is disingenuous.
Yeah.
It's definitely not just the NEC, it's definitely not just Momentum. Because it is also a massive protest from local people that have decided that they do not want their area to be gentrified. Whether or not this would cause gentrification, I'm unsure.
I mean,
it would be private investment in a public sector area, which I historically do not like.
Yeah.
But this is a very specific local issue that local people have campaigned against, and to be honest, it probably would have got more support had Momentum and the NEC not really got involved.
Yeah.
So their involvement it's not the best thing, but it has led to the best outcome for the people of Haringey, in that they will now not have to deal with HTV. They're not going to lose their homes.
Yeah.
And although, of course, redevelopment of areas is necessary sometimes, this is probably not the best way to do it. So Claire Cober has, due to all this backlash and a lot of abuse, resigned as leader of Haringey Council, to which there has been yet more uproar from some more right-wing Labour councillors, because she is on the right of the Labour Party.
Yeah.
And she has said that she will step down and not run for election again in May, when the local elections are. So, of course, the right of the Labour Party is incandescent with rage at this. They are not happy with what the NEC has done. They're not happy with what Momentum have done. They're still not quite noticing that it's not just them.
Yeah.
That it's not just a far-left Leninist, Marxist, Stalinist coup. It's also the supposedly Maoist Lib Dems.
You miss Trotsky.
I miss Trotskyist. God damn.
Damn it.
Oh, shame. But yeah, that's the story so
Hashtag
far.
justice for Trotsky.
Yeah. There was also a few suspicions that Momentum might try and impose their own candidates and deselect some councillors that supported HDV, because there were a few selection battles, because in Haringey they have selection anyway.
Yeah.
So you have to be reselected in some situations.
Okay.
And Momentum-backed candidates, so anti-HDV candidates, which is what they were running as. Yeah. They were stop HDV candidates that just happened to be supported by Momentum. They ran against some councillors to be selected for the candidacy for the next elections, which are in May.
Yeah.
So those old councillors are still there, but they won't be by May.
Right.
Because the Momentum-backed candidates won.
Right, okay.
And this was, of course, portrayed in the media as far-left Momentum coup,
just taking over,
deselecting good Labour councillors. This was an entirely local election.
They ran in a local Labour Party election and won.
Yes, exactly. So what this was democracy.
Yeah.
And what the mainstream media portrayed it as. I think I saw one Guardian article in favour of the Stop HDV campaign.
Okay.
I saw quite a few Times and Mail. Of course, the Daily Mail got involved. They, of course, were in favour of Claire Kober. But she has resigned. She has probably been unfairly treated.
Yeah.
Because there has been a lot of sexist abuse.
Yeah, I don't like that. Is
which,
horrible.
Of course, we cannot support.
No, that is absolutely abhorrent, and I completely condemn anybody who's sent any tweets,
Yeah,
who's
of course.
said anything. Momentum, Lib Dem, Labour, or whatever you are, don't be sexist.
Don't be sexist. Don't abuse politicians. Like, this happens a lot to people from all across the political spectrum, doesn't it? Because there's always abuse aimed at Theresa May.
Yeah.
There's always abuse at Boris Johnson, Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Now,
there's a lot of abuse at Diane Abbott as well, which is mostly unfounded.
Yeah, like there is a boundary. There is a point.
Yeah.
Between criticism.
Yeah. And abuse.
Like tweeting Piers Morgan telling him to have a day off,
That's abuse.
No,
that's not abuse. That's just a joke, and B, fair criticism, because Piers Morgan is not a very nice person.
No.
But like, if you say, Piers Morgan, have a day off, you massive you're gonna have to play that.
I'm gonna have to bleep that.
That might count as abuse.
Yeah.
If you racistly abuse someone, or
racially
abuse, sexually abuse, well, no, sexually abuse.
If you make,
if you abuse someone in a sexist way,
yeah,
like inferring that Claire Kober was bad at her job because she was on the blob.
Has somebody done that?
I think probably someone's done that.
That does tend to be.
I think I might have seen a tweet like that. I'm not sure. We're not going to bother finding that tweet.
No.
No. But I'm going to assume that that's happened.
Like there are certain jokes that people think are original.
And they're not.
And they're not.
And they're not even good jokes. They're not funny. They're just abusive.
And inappropriate and immature. And
just
being...
Yes, so to conclude, we disagree with the actions of Claire Kober.
Yes.
We also disagree, in part, with the actions of the NEC and Momentum nationally.
Yeah.
We disagree strongly with the abuse that has been faced by Claire Kober and by, to some extent, to a lesser extent, the people who were opposing HDV.
Yeah.
We disagree with pretty much everyone in the story.
Yeah.
But, moral of the story, don't try and gentrify people's homes. They don't like it.
And don't be a on Twitter.
That's true. Oh my God, you've sworn a lot today.
Yeah,
we said we were going.
We said we were going to stop swearing, and
this has not worked.
This has not worked. We're going to move to the last story, and we're going to end on a nicer, on a happier note.
On a happier note.
This is again one of your things, because I know nothing about this.
We're going to talk about flags.
Because
last week I said that at some point, we were joking, of course, but I said that we would design a northern flag for Northern Independence.
Northern Independence.
So I did.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
It's on screen now.
You're making me do video editing things!
It's really just one picture.
Fine.
As you can see, it is split into two, diagonally. Bottom left is the flag of Lancashire. The top right is the flag of Yorkshire. Sorry. I have included Yorkshire in the north. Separating them is a black bar representing the Pennines and coal.
Okay, fair.
So it is a representative flag, but as soon as I clicked buy, this flag cost 30 quid, by the way, to buy my own copy of. I could have just left it in the digital realm.
In its digital form.
But I decided to buy one because everyone else has flags. I want a flag.
Fair.
As soon as I clicked
I also have a flag.
Yeah, you do. You've got loads of rainbow flags.
I have my rainbow flags.
Yeah. As soon as I clicked buy, I realised, oh crap, Lancashire and Yorkshire aren't the only counties in the north. I've just completely ignored all of the Cumbrians, all of the Tyne and Wear people, all of the Durham people.
That's where the Pink Panther's from.
Is it?
Durham.
Oh God. Why have you done this? Anyway, I've completely forgotten that those people also exist.
Yeah.
And they should be represented under the Northern flag. So it's not the best Northern flag that could be. but I'm still quite proud of it as a sort of working prototype.
Okay. So you've paid 30 quid for?
Yes, one day we shall be free of the southern tyranny.
Yes.
The tyranny of people from Haringey specifically.
You may take our lives, but you will never take our pies.
You may take our pies, but you'll never take our freedom.
No, they can't have our pies either.
Oh, okay. I don't particularly like pies.
You don't like pies? Pies are wonderful.
Nah.
I want a pie.
I've grown up right next to Wigan my entire life, so I hate them.
Oh, do you just hate Wigan?
Pretty much.
Oh, fair.
Probably in the same way that you hate Fleetwood.
I don't hate Fleetwood.
You should.
I just like Preston.
Town. Preston. Okay, so there's always a near town rivalry.
It's the Tangerine side of Blackpool. Speaking of which,
It's
Blackpool
orange.
Football Club. It's Tangerine.
It's orange.
Blackpool Football Club. Well done.
Oh yeah, they've got a new.
We have a new owner.
And
I
new
can go
shirt.
back to Bloomfield Road. I
can
haven't
go
been
back
to
and
Bloomfield
watch.
Road since 2013.
You can go and watch football matches of a team who plays in orange.
Tangerine.
Yeah. Okay, so the table that we are currently recording this on, I would say is brown. I guess you would say it's mahogany.
No, right? No,
It's brown.
it's brown, but
Correct.
Blackpool play in Tangerine.
So the shirt that you're currently wearing
It's red.
Is cherry.
No, okay. Just let me have this one thing.
I am currently drinking Iron Brew. Other drinks are available. I would say that this is orange.
So would I.
No, you would say it's tangerine.
No.
Sorry, it's Satsuma coloured, isn't it?
Let me have this.
Alright, well, we'll put that argument on hold.
Yeah.
Because this recording is running rather long
This-
and we
this
have
recording-
quite a tight deadline.
We're not entirely sure how long the final edit will be because I need to cut things out. But for reference, we are currently on 48 minutes and 54 seconds. I said last week this should be about half an hour. This is not going to be half an hour, and I have about 6 hours to edit this. So thank you for listening. My name is Jack.
My name is Alex, and...
No, you.